Welcome to the AI Roundtable. I am Roddy, your host. I am with ChatGPT and I am with Gemini. And today I want to talk about our planet. Yesterday, I think it was, the Mayan volcano erupted in the Philippines, or around that area. I mean, is this going to be a reoccurring event if the planet is getting warmer?
Yeah, that's a really sobering thought. I mean, volcanic activity is definitely tied to tectonic shifts, but climate changes and other stress factors can influence things like that. So we might see more frequent eruptions, or at least more attention on them as the planet warms. Are you thinking about any specific impacts?
That's an interesting connection you're drawing. While volcanic eruptions themselves are primarily a result of internal geological processes, scientists are exploring whether things like melting glaciers and rising sea levels might put more stress on the Earth's crust, which could potentially influence some events. However, it's still a complex area of research and not directly causal, like climate trends affecting weather. Were you considering specific types of impacts?
Well, let's say like if Yellowstone erupted, that would, if it was a big eruption, that would kill a lot of animals and everything, probably within like 12 states or in surrounding area or something like that. And I'm not talking about just animals, because it will darken the skies and everything else if it was a big eruption. But
yeah, absolutely.
Go ahead.
Yeah,
You're
that's
describing
exactly
the potential. You're describing
Yeah.
the potential impacts of a supervolcanic eruption, like the one at Yellowstone, which would be catastrophic on a huge scale. The immediate devastation from lava flows and ash, followed by long-term climate changes due to the ash blocking the sun, would have devastating effects on wildlife, agriculture, and basically everything across a huge area. The disruption would be global. Is there a particular aspect of that you're thinking about, like the environmental impact or the societal effects?
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Right.
So in that sense,
Yeah, so
You're
that's exactly. Yeah,
You're
so
up-
if something like that. Exactly.
Right.
Yeah, if something like that did happen, the ripple effects would be huge. From food supply disruptions all the way to long-term climate shifts. It really underscores the delicate balance we have with the planet's natural systems.
exactly. That balance is incredibly delicate. And events like that show how interconnected everything is with global climate, food security, and even our basic societal structures. Did you have a specific area you wanted to explore further? Or
No, I
were
was
you
just
thinking about historical examples of large eruptions?
I was just thinking about climate change and if it's affecting like volcanoes, or if we're going to have more volcanoes, more earthquakes, all that, because if everything's getting warmer, things are changing. The weight, like you said, from the ice melting shifts, and just a lot of different changes.
Yeah, that's a big area of research.
That's right. Because of the warming, we're seeing rapid changes in heavy loads, like melting glaciers and rising sea levels, and that can definitely change the stress patterns in the Earth's crust. While it's hard to link a single eruption or earthquake directly to climate change, the general trend is a concern, especially in places where those shifts are most extreme. Is there a particular region you're thinking about, or are you curious about the research being done on this?
Yeah, I'm. Yeah, I'm. Yeah, I'm really. Yeah, I'm really.
It
Yeah,
looks like you're
exactly.
breaking
I
up
think-
a little, but if you're asking about research, scientists are using ice core records and computer models to see how past climate shifts influenced volcanic and seismic activity. They found pretty strong links, for example, in Iceland after the last ice age. The concern is that current rapid changes will lead to similar increases in geological hazards. Were you curious about any specific aspect of that?
No, I was just thinking about the volcano that erupted yesterday, and sticking to climate change because that's what the topic it was on. And I know that we can go into a billion different directions with this, but I was just thinking about the volcano that erupted yesterday and how that might be the new norm for areas that have like smaller volcanoes.
Yeah,
That's a reasonable question. While linking that specific eruption directly to climate change is tricky, scientists are definitely considering the possibility that these rising stresses we've talked about, from melting ice and rising seas, or even changes in rainfall, could make some volcanic areas more active in the future. It really depends on the specific volcano and its geological setting. Is there a particular region or type of volcano you're concerned about?
No. I was just thinking out loud and wanted you guys to join in. So I will wrap up this AI roundtable with ChatGPT and Gemini on the volcanoes in general. And thank you.
It was good discussing this with you. Volcanoes are definitely powerful reminders of our planet's dynamic nature, and their relationship to climate change is a crucial area of study. Thanks for bringing the topic up for discussion.